lot going on, so we're gonna jump right into it. Obviously today we're gonna do moms and muffins. We got 5 ladies that are coming in our office and we're gonna interview them. It'll be a lot of fun. There's no zinging questions, and so if we ask you next time, gentlemen as well, we're not here to zing anybody. I always get that, well, they're gonna say something. No, we're not gonna ask about your virginity and other stuff you did in school, how many times you've been arrested, okay? We're gonna ask you questions about real estate. So, let's jump into this. So there's the numbers. I mean, you guys, the numbers have not changed. The thing that I have noticed, and I'm sure you guys are too, 755 homes in the last 7 days. That's been 450 for the last probably 3 weeks. So as you can see, we are certainly selling more. Homes from 100,000 to 400,000, that's 1,800. That was 1,750 for several weeks as well. Homes from 400,000 to 800,000 was 2,286. That's numbers stayed about the same. Over 800,000, there is 1,000 homes. That was about 800. So the market, I think, is still picking up. Vacancy rates 47% of the market vacant. New withdrawn listings in the last 7 days, 178. Back on the market, 199, and new to the market, 891. So the Fed met the other day, and they decided to do nothing, unchanged, didn't do anything, just keeping things going the way they're doing it. So I know that interest rates. I was talking to somebody, who was it, and the interest rates came down to like 6 3/4, 6.5. They locked somebody in on that, and then the next day they went to 7.2, 7.5. So I think that's going to be it. Dude, there's a lot of, any of you guys watch Fox 5? There was this, I caught this round table, and it's only 5 minutes long, and they interviewed a bunch of agents. I only knew one of them, and I thought it might be interesting that we could just watch it. It's only, like I said, it's less than 5 minutes. But these are some of our realtors. So let's go open this up. Start over. Okay, so let's go.
Federal judge last week signed off on an antitrust settlement. It was reached by the National Association of Realtors, the NAR, and a group of home sellers.
The home sellers sued, claiming the current commission system inflated home. Both sides settled, so that brings us to what happens next. Well, very soon, perhaps by the fall, sellers' agents won't be required to offer commissions to buyers' agents. We invited 6 real estate professionals to give us their opinions on what this means for everyone, beginning with the home buyers.
Now these people have to come up with 6% or so right off the bat. Do you think that you
6% or so?
Yeah, it certainly hurts. I mean, buyers already have to come with a down payment and closing costs because they're out-of-pocket expenses, and now they're going to have to factor in whatever that commission is to their agent. So it doesn't make it any easier. It does create some challenges for our first-time home buyers who already are squeezed out, and this market is already harder and harder to purchase. So we'll see. It'll be interesting.
What we're going to also see is sales price being negotiated. If the buyer is paying for earned compensation, that could come off right off the top of the sales price.
Okay, so there is a way of baking it into the sales
Absolutely.
price.
Yeah, the
Baking
sellers
it
can say
into
here's
the sale.
$20,000 for closing costs, do it what you want with it. So now the loan officer and the buyer's agent will be competing for the contribution that the seller gives towards the closing cost of the buyer.
Our 6 real estate professionals seem to agree that there is a lot of ambiguity in the settlement, and the market will decide how it plays out in the real world.
There's so much misinformation you see all across the media about this. Saw an article yesterday that the standard 6% real estate commission is forever going away, right? Well, let's get one thing straight, it was never standard. Commissions have always been negotiable. This is giving a little bit more choice to consumers, whether they're a buyer or seller.
The settlement may change how commissions are worked out. Some believe that will lower commissions across the board and eventually force down home prices.
We're really looking at this as an opportunity for us. It's really going to shake out over the next number of months. There's a lot of real estate agents in the industry that, unfortunately, may get weeded out.
After this big shakeout that we've been talking about, what kind of agents will be left in the valley?
That's most of it.
Full-time ones, like in Vegas, you see a ton of bartenders, baristas, cabana girls. They all have their real estate license. It's a really popular side hustle because every 1 or 2 years, their second cousin is going to buy a home and use them. It's going to become more challenging for that type of agent.
Home ownership is the biggest asset that they're gonna purchase in their life. Why would you leave that up to somebody that does it part-time? Why wouldn't you leave that to somebody that has all of the years that we have in experience and somebody that knows how to navigate difficult waters?
Everyone is probably in agreement with that. This is going to be a much more upfront talking with buyers, right? The communication has to flow. If you're a buyer's agent and you want to stay a buyer's agent, you have to communicate more effectively.
Do you think it'll also discourage a lot of looky-loos?
Well, it could. I mean, there's one model that suggests that a buyer will pay their agent not dissimilar to how an attorney is paid by the hour. And if that happens, the looky-loos won't be going out to just go for a casual Sunday drive around to check out 6 or 8 houses. It'll definitely minimize the number of homes that may get seen.
Gone are the days where you'd call an agent and say, I want to see 123 Main Street, and we're there by 2 p.m. today. That's going away. Now it's, hey, come to my office, we're going to have a discussion, I'm going to articulate why you need a buyer agency, and we're going to enter into an agreement. So how many buyers are going to be excited to do that?
The serious ones.
What do you think the future of your industry is going forward?
The consumer will no longer go out and shop for each individual part of the real estate process, but that there will be a bundle of all of that provision, from the inspection to the loan to the appraisal to the purchase. All of the aspects of the real estate transaction and the fees associated with them will be rolled into one consumer price, so that it takes a lot of that complicated and confusing element away from the transaction, makes it easier for the consumer.
FHA now allows the real estate buyer's agent also to be the loan officer on the transaction. So this is a big change right now.
Not
that,
here.
Nobody would ever have, if someone had said that 2 or 3 years ago, they said, no, that's never gonna happen. But now FHA, which is, predominantly first-time home buyers, is now allowing something that no one ever thought would happen. So now that loan officer can be the realtor, and the realtor can be the loan officer, which is gonna help first-time home buyers obtain that goal.
Will there be a longer wait for them to get your services?
No.
You always have room for one more client.
The changes will likely go into effect among Brook.
Thoughts?
Bundle everything?
Please?
You know what's so crazy? Before you brought me on, Jeff, the other company I was working for,
Yeah.
that's why he got rid of me, because I was, I guess, posing as a lender, and I wasn't supposed to. It's funny hearing this, that, like you said, not now, but
Well,
eventually.
you guys, so there are agents who are lenders as well. You just can't represent the buyer and do the loan on the same deal, right? I mean, that's kind of been there forever.
True.
FHA is gonna allow it today? That seems weird to me. Right? I think some of the aspects are good. I think the part about bundling,
Yeah.
all that together, I don't know how that's gonna happen. So we're gonna include the appraisal and all the stuff in one. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know any of those people out there except for one guy who, in my opinion, has totally screwed our business. And you already know who that is, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, he did it. Yeah, he was offering 0% on the buy side 6 months ago. So it's always funny to me. I don't know how they pick them. I don't know where they find them. I don't know how they go, where they get these people. But when I first watched it, I was a little. So I've kind of gotten over it now. But I don't know. I don't think that all of the information they had was correct. I think some of it's going to be. You guys know my stance with buyers. Never race out of the office and meet them at a property. I think that's crazy. I think you always need to get them into the office, especially now. The one guy made the point. Hey, I want to see a house on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Chris gave me your name. Well, here's what I'm going to do. You need to come to my office first, because we're going to talk about money, right? Especially if it's going to be in writing. And according to the LVR in the division, anytime you're taking money from a buyer, you got to do it in writing. And so that's where the buyer's brokerage agreement is going to come into play. Also, they're talking about, if I do a buyer's brokerage agreement or an agreement that Julius is going to give me $5,000, I can't take the co-op now on the other side of the listing. So if he's going to pay me $5,000 and they're going to give $2,000, I can't take it. I can only take what he's offering me. So there are things that I think that are going to be changing. Again, I don't know if anybody's seen that. Did anybody see that? Or was it only me? It was on at Sunday at 10 o'clock at night. But it's interesting. So I think it's something that we really want to make sure we keep an eye on, because this business is gonna change fundamentally. I think that they are right. I think that the people that are not serious about this business are gonna be out of this business, there's no doubt. It's still gonna cost you $3,000 a year to be an agent here. Not here, anywhere. So I think that's gonna certainly change. So, anyway, I just thought I would show you guys, I think it's interesting to see what other people are doing. Like I said, I would love to know how they pick them, and where they come up with that, is it a random draw, do somebody know somebody, I don't know how they do that. Yeah, who they know, Tim Kelly might be able to answer that, because he knows a guy at the RJ, so. This is just a cleaner way of looking at the numbers right there, guys. I mean, the numbers haven't really changed a whole lot. I mean, they have a little bit, like I say, I like the fact that we're closing more homes, which means the market's going up. You guys, I think today, if we're listings, if we're taking listings, I think if you're pricing it correctly, you're gonna have multiple offers. I had a lady that I sold her a house probably 15 years ago. We put the house on the market on Friday. I had one picture because we didn't have the photographer come out. Saturday came out. Monday we put the pictures on. By Wednesday we had 7 offers. And we had it sold by Wednesday night. So they're out there, you guys. I had one that wanted closing costs, $10,000 in closing costs. I said, we're not taking closing costs. Next, and that's what we ended up doing, and we got an all-cash offer closed in 5 days. So they're out there, you guys. You just have to make sure you're pricing it correctly. Overpriced listings today, you guys, are gonna be tough to sell. The one part that he said, because commissions are gonna be lower, the house prices are gonna be lower?
No.
Did I hear that right? That's the craziest thing I ever heard of.
Yeah.
Oh, well here, I'm not gonna pay an agent on the other side now, so I'll lower my price of my house?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't foresee that, but I could be crazy. Okay, people have called me that in the past, so. Let's bring up Tim Stamps, come on up, Tim, and give him a big hand. So, you got right here, Tim.
Thank you.
There's I think that should work.
Goodness, what a group today. All these amazing people.
Women empowerment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So, after today's meeting at 11 o'clock, not this Tim Kelly and I are gonna do a class on the buyer's brokerage agreement. What it is and how to present it and why it's gonna be mandatory. And I was talking to Danielle, if you and some of the others. I honestly, I think the one we're gonna talk about today is the 3-pager. I don't think that, I think Tim Kelly has said that LVR is looking into rewriting it. And I don't know that that is, in my opinion, is the best way to go. I think the one we have is great. I've seen 1-page ones that I don't think cover enough. So I think that the 3-page is good, but it sounds like they're gonna change it. So we'll just play off what that looks like, but the one that we are gonna have today will be the one that we've originally used, 3 pages.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you. Wow, what a group. How many moms in the room today? Awesome, awesome, very cool. Nice to see all of you. So going back 18 years, I was blessed with twins, and I was working in lending back in the day. And my shift, because we had twins, we put them on a shift to keep them so they'd stay in sync for the most part, one getting up, one going to sleep, and all that madness. Anyway, my shift was at 2 a.m. I did the 2 a.m. So if somebody woke up at 2 a.m.,
Wow.
that was my shift. Yeah.
What we did, we just moved the bed into that baby's room for Kelly, that way she wouldn't have to get up and walk down the hall.
Right.
Made it easier to be with the babies.
Oh my goodness. Those days are over. Now it's girlfriends, cars, and
Yeah, oh yeah.
concerts. And
Yes.
I just keep graying by the minute and losing a little
Yes,
bit of hair
yes,
by the minute.
yes.
Anybody know what a CMA is? I would hope so. Anybody doesn't?
They're not gonna admit it.
Comparative market analysis. Do one a day challenge. I'd just like to introduce this concept to you. Step 1, you can reach out to me for a farm with contact information. Now you're probably wondering what all these little icons are up there. These are methods that you could entertain to get in touch with me. Courier pigeon. Little challenging. I see them like at In-N-Out Burger or Jack in the Box or your favorite restaurant hanging out. Might be a little delayed. I would forego that one. Smoke signals, a little dangerous. Windy here, I would suggest not. If your handwriting's like me or this, I would forego a handwritten letter.
Don't mail it, because you won't get it.
Yeah, right? Anybody remember these phones? You guys know what this is? Okay, probably won't admit it.
Yes.
Um,
We had the soup can.
Nice. Love it. Anyway, long story short, reach out to me. I will get you a form with contact information. You can do that quite easily by email or by text. All right? Once we get the farm, step 2, choose 1 or 2 to do per day. Once you've chosen them, then go out and determine the valuations, what these platforms are saying the property is worth. This slide always slips in. If you haven't, please write in Rock Title or your favorite escrow officer. We'd love the opportunity to earn your business. Send it our way. Okay? All right, so here's what it looks like. This is the letter format. This can be mailed out, and it says, "Hi, Mr. Customer," or prospect, or we'll use my last name, Mr. Sams. Wanted to share with you the latest industry valuations for your home. Home values continue to stay strong in the Las Vegas market, making it a great time to get more detailed comparable market valuation done. I have my own opinion on these industry valuations, and I'm curious to hear yours. Call or text me your contact information.
Does anybody use the RPR? Does anybody use that? That is way cool. Especially if you're on a buy side or a sell side, they'll give you so much information. I mean, it'll give you the demographics of men versus women, children, income, schools, you name it. It is amazing information. And it click, 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 and it's done for you. It's included in your LVR dues, and guys, it's amazing. If you are not using it, you need to try it. It is cool.
Thank you for that. By the way, this template is in onerockstars.com or Rock University, which is our learning center. That is already done for you. We just have to change out contact information and drop in the numbers real quick. The next one is a text message version of this. It's basically a movie, short, and it did it real quick. I think I adjusted that one, but anyway, it's fancy. It shows up via their text message on their phone. And again, same concept, same numbers, drop in the verbiage that you saw previously, and that way they have it in front of them. All right? Put it into your CRM and then follow up 1 to 2 days after sending. So if you do 1 a day or 2 a day, you're going to have that momentum of having to follow up with ones you sent the day before. But make that money. Reach out to these individuals and get their input. Hopefully it's just strike a conversation. Because that's what our business is about, is networking, making relationships, and having conversations, right?
Especially today, because most sellers, for sure, they know about the lawsuit because they're seeing it on TV, and they don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah.
So be the source and help them figure it out.
All right, what's coming up? 5/21 this month, Bullseye Marketing, Farming Techniques. We take a deep dive in. So that will be after the business class or business presentation that day. And then on 6/4, boosting your online digital footprint. Kid you not, at least 70% of agents do not have an optimized digital footprint online. Okay, Google My Profile, Google My Business, huge. If you don't have that, you're not nurturing it daily, you're missing out.
We did a class on Google My Business, which was successful. So.
Good turnout. Okay. Boom. There's my contact information. You can scan that code. It's still gray there. So it's still pretty much up to date. We'd love to work with you.
Yeah, Tim has an office right here, right in the bullpen as well, you guys. So if you want to make an appointment with him, sit down, do the walk-in farm, open houses, any of the stuff you're doing he's got it, as well as how to do not only your social media, but tons and tons of different information. So
Absolutely.
it's a great resource.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate you all.
Cool. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Okay, good job.
You bet.
All right, let's take that out. Take that one out, and we are going to bring up, I believe, just to make sure. Oh, I just got rid of it. Open it back up now. Okay, I believe it is Nora. Give her a big hand. Yep, you have a
I
video.
have a video. I don't have a presentation. I don't do PowerPoint. You guys know that by now. So have you guys seen our commercial?
Yes.
Anybody? Yes. No? You have not seen Warrantina? Isn't she awesome?
Yes, focus on an American Home Shield warranty. It can protect your covered home systems and appliances, like this AC, with a repair or replacement.
Yes, thank you. It's home, not home.
Yeah, it's pretty sure it's home.
So there's several versions of that. We just kicked off a brand new campaign in April where we rebranded our logo and we're just taking this, we're embracing that we're a home warranty company. And we're kind of taking the comedy version and in that. So I've been coming here for 2 years. Last month was my 2-year anniversary. So I'm gonna test you guys, see how much you know about American Home Shield. So I have some swag here. I have some ROG swag and some American Home Shield swag. Okay, so I have 10 questions. Which plan, and Julius, I know you're gonna know a lot of these. Which plan includes a free HVAC tune-up? We only have 3 plans.
The basic plan.
No.
Okay.
Shield what? No.
Extended warranty?
The last one.
Wow, the middle one.
815.
Yes, it's 815 and it's called Shield.
Protection.
Yeah,
Hold
it's
it.
2 years. Shield Complete. Shield Complete, okay. Yes, okay, that was getting, okay. Another question. How much is our HVAC coverage limit? Like, how much do we cover for HVAC in 1 year?
500. 5,000. 2,000. 800. Okay, this is good. I'm just gonna give all these gifts to somebody else.
We haven't earned them.
Shield Complete, Shield Plus, and Shield Essential. All 3 of our plans have a $15,000 coverage limit on HVAC. Meaning in a 1-year contract, we will either replace or fix your AC up to 15 grand. It's important. If you're shopping around, if your clients are shopping around, we live in Las Vegas. That's the only question you should be asking is, what's the coverage for AC? Not how much is the plan, not how much is the the trade service fees, how much are you going to cover on my HVAC? Because most homeowners, most new buyers, that's all they really care about, is my HVAC covered. We're starting to see more, we're starting to become like an older city, right? There's, it cracks me up because, I'll talk to somebody and be like, yeah, the property's really old. I'm like, how old? It was built in 1995. It's not really old, but that's old for Vegas, right? Okay, let me ask you another one. Which plan?
Somebody caught it.
Which plan includes roof leak coverage?
All of them.
Plus. Complete. Complete.
There it is. You get the biggest swag.
Okay.
She's like, I don't want to take this back.
So far, Shield Complete includes 1 HVAC tune-up and 1 roof leak repair coverage. Okay, which plan includes modifications up to $1,000?
The first one.
So it's Shield Complete. What's the third one?
Shield Plus. Shield Complete. Shield Complete. That's all I'm going to talk about is Shield Complete. Here's why, you guys. So seriously, if you just bought a house, right? If you just bought a house, your first year's expenses are a lot. You want new furniture, you want to paint, you want new baseboards, right? There's a lot of things that people want to do to their new home. They don't want to have to buy a brand new water heater, right? They don't want to have to deal with leaks. So here's what I'm gonna say. My suggestion, if you ever ask me to quote you on something, I'm always gonna say Shield Complete. And the reason why is because your buyer, your new homeowner is gonna have less out-of-pocket expenses with Shield Complete. I make the same if you take the basic or the high plan. But what I have found is that the calls that I get where people are upset because they have out-of-pocket expenses, it's typically because they have one of the lower plans. So if you're gonna write in anything in your RPA, like Julie said, he writes in 815. $815 is gonna give them coverage on their roof, modification coverage. Who could tell me what modification coverage would cover? Give me an example of what kind of modification coverage would cover. What system would that be? AC? How about water heater? How about a water heater? Let me bring you a guess. How about a water heater? Did you guys know that in the state of Nevada, you have to pull a permit and you have to bring it up to code? And do you know what that means to bring it up to code? That typically there's gonna be a water line and a gas line that have to be modified. Those expenses, on Shield Complete will cover up to $1,000. So, let me ask you one more, and I know you have a panel. So, when is seller's coverage free with American Home Shield? When it's listed. Yeah, okay, so it's not when you're listed. So with seller's coverage with us, it's only free if the buyer's home warranty. This is so fun. I'm gonna say
You need to do this more often.
yeah. Okay, so with American Home Shield, the seller's coverage is free if we never add a buyer. I know, it's like we're rewarding you for bad behavior. So with us, because seller's coverage is not a standalone product, right? We are gunning for the buyer's contract. So anybody know what a loss leader, anybody been in retail, know what a loss leader is, right? So for us, we're willing to take a chance and put seller's coverage on everybody, right? In hopes that we get a certain percentage of the buyer's contract. But if you never add a buyer to that seller's coverage, there's no cost. If the property comes off the market, it's no cost. If it falls out of escrow, there's no cost. So why would you not put it on every single listing? Why would that not be part of your listing presentation? Like I have agents that say, you know what, part of my service is listing your home. Since you don't have a home warranty, I'm gonna put a limited home warranty on there. That means it'll just cover some of the major systems up to $1,500. Because you know what, Mr. Homeowner, you never know when stuff's gonna break down. And there's nothing worse than derailing a transaction because your water heater burst, right? So, yeah, that's all I got. I'll be around for a little while.
That was so good.
Yeah, I'll leave these to the moms. We'll test these out to the moms.
So, you know, it's a funny story she says that, because I remember when I was at Prudential, there was an agent had a listing, and something happened to the house, and I don't remember what it was, because it's 15 or 4 years ago. Anyways, the seller, something happened, I don't know, the hot water died or whatever it was, but the seller found out that they could have got listing coverage for free on the house, and the agent didn't tell them. He ended up suing the agent for the repairs. Because he said, you didn't tell me
I
that
have
we could have
so
got
many good
insurance.
stories about transactions that are in escrow. I have one where it was a Thursday, they were closing on Friday, the buyer was doing a walkthrough with her client, buyer's agent, on Thursday. They walk into the garage, water heater had burst. And, okay, you're supposed to close on Friday. The buyer's agent was brand new, she totally panicked. Thankfully, they had seller's coverage. Thankfully, the buyer was taking on the coverage after closing. We gave them a letter of intent. Hey, don't worry, we got this claim, we're gonna fix it. They closed on Friday. By Saturday, the buyer had a brand new water heater. Who's the hero in this scenario?
Yeah.
You
I mean,
are.
guys, like you said, it definitely happens, so keep that in mind. Rev up classes on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday in Summerlin office, winning the listing and negotiating the sale. And then on Friday, closing the sale and creating a client for life. Donations, we did our one day last Wednesday, and we went to Project 150. They are in desperate need of men's clothing. It's like, it's funny they call it Betty's Boutique. It's exactly like all houses are. The men's clothes is about that big, and the wives' half closet was that big. And they're like, we need men's clothing, and as well as hair products for different styles of hair. Which I really had no idea that was the case. So yeah, I guess if you have curly hair, you gotta use a certain kind or something, I don't know. So, but they are looking for that as well. what do they call it, Mackenzie?
They curly hair, like ethnic
Eth-
products.
that's it, ethnic
They
products.
just get a lot of like the Suave and Dove and like just the generic stuff, and that just is not the best for curly haired girls. So they just want them to have, depending on what your texture is, they want you to have an option.
Yeah, they want you to have that so you feel comfortable or whatever it is. They did say something about like peanut butter. Just see peanut butter there. She said, you know, that's great if you want to bring peanut butter. That's cool, but they don't need a 5-pound pail of peanut butter. You know, the little ones would be fine. So yeah, don't go to Costco and get it there. So, but they are in need of that. They were so appreciative of what we did to help them out. I think we had like 18 people there. It was really a lot of fun, and it was nice to give back. This is our class Tim and I are going to do afterwards, the buyer brokerage agreement, what it is and how to represent it. Next week, we're going to Rosa Community for Beezer. It was supposed to be like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but remember I got the subpoena because my truck was stolen. And then I went to the court and they said my words, the individual that was getting ready to go to school, really nice fellow or scumbag, chose not to be taken to court that day. He said, no, I don't feel like going to court this day. And they said, okay, well, we'll shoot for another day then. Yeah, I didn't know that was an option. However, the judge did say, next time, which is now going to go tomorrow, bring him here, any means necessary, bring him here. So he will be there tomorrow. And thank God I need to go there as well. What a, how do I want to say this very gingerly, shit show our justice system is.
Agreed.
They had all the people up there, the individuals that are really good people that just got caught up in something up there. They're sitting back. Well, they could do that because they're handcuffed, but they're doing this to their girlfriends. There was one girl that she was kicking back so bad, her shoulders were on where her seat should be. I mean, she was literally doing this. It's a total shit show. Go ahead.
I was just wondering, is it safe to park in the garage?
Well, there's a parking door there. They got cameras, so that did help. Okay, but the thing for me was, you guys, my truck was a popular one to steal, and so that's why it was stolen. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything else being stolen out of there, but I know that mine's really popular and they're easier to break into. So I think that was the biggest thing with mine. All right, that is that. So let's do this. Let's bring up our moms and real estate. So come on up, ladies. Please have a seat. Okay, let's move this out a little bit so you guys have room. We're going to have you speak loud. Not quite like I do, but louder. Okay, I think you use my glasses. Yep. All right, so what we're going to do, ladies, and guys, by the way, I've got some questions that Mackenzie got for us. Usually I have my own, but she came up with these, which I think are actually pretty good. If you guys have any questions or something I didn't ask, please do. So what we're going to do first off, I know their names. Well, we're going to start here, and everybody introduce yourself and tell us how long you've been in real estate.
My name's Karen Wilson.
Speak louder.
All right. I'm Karen Wilson. I was originally licensed in 2002.
Okay. So does that make that 22 years?
Right?
Yeah, she didn't want to admit that.
This makes me sound old.
Never.
Daniela Mejia, and I've been in the industry 20 years.
Right. But she started, by the way, she started when she was 12, so that's the difference with Danielle.
I'm Jennifer Mendoza. I've been doing this for this is my 4th year.
And she just had a baby like 3 or 4 months ago. Yes. And she's busier now than she's been, so.
Oh yeah.
Please.
My name is Kelsey Beltran, and I've been in the industry for 7 years.
Good, okay.
Casey Jolly, and I've been in business 14 years.
All right, beautiful. So what we're going to do, ladies, I'm going to ask one question and we'll just go down the line, okay? So what is your secret to balancing your real estate career with your family life? Karen, how do you balance your real estate career and your family life?
I think back when my kids were young, my saving grace was a schedule for sure. I had to have everything scheduled, and because kids just don't stick to a schedule, so I had buffers on each side, but really I think that having a partner at home that was instrumental in taking some of the pressures off, especially when it would go, you know, when we went through the 2004 crazy, you know, stuff. My husband was taking my daughter to ballet lessons and doing the hair bun. So to have that awesome support at home, I think was instrumental.
Have you guys seen the one where the guy's gonna put his daughter's hair in a ponytail, and he gets the vacuum, puts the tie on the end of the vacuum, sucks the hair into it, and pulls it onto the ponytail? That was great! I'm trying to mess with it, so, sorry Danielle, please, how do you balance?
So I think my situation's a little different. I'm really blessed to be able to have my mom, and I have also her dad that helps me with everything. But you know, I hear from close friends of mine, you know, getting a daycare that you absolutely trust. That's amazing. And I think just making it fun for the kids to kind of say, hey, we're gonna go to the movies tonight. We're gonna make it fun to have a funky schedule, because it's not a 9 to 5. At least for me, it's never been. And I like working at night, so my emails blast at night, and I don't know, it just works for me. So I just balance it out and I keep updated. But it's honestly the most amazing career if you can flex. You can flex, and everything else requires 8-hour stuff. This is like the opportunity of a lifetime to have this career and be a parent.
And in all fairness to you guys, Danielle has been since I've been here for 10 years, she has been the #1 agent in this office for 10 years running. Congratulations. So, all right, remember, we need a balanced life, now that you have a little baby, for starters, too.
I know. Oh my god. Well, it was really hectic at first because I didn't really know how to make that transition, like to coming back with her, especially because she's only a few months old. But my saving grace was this. It's an app, a scheduling app. It's called Time Tree. So I share it with her dad, my boyfriend, and we always schedule out our week, like the Sunday before the week starts. So we'll plan anything family first, so anything that we need to do that day, like together, and then from there we'll book business. Yeah, and I know things like come up like last minute, they usually do, but luckily, my wife is really supportive and stuff like that.
And if your schedule's flexible enough, because it does change. You try, hey, on this Thursday, we're doing this, but life changes. So as long as you're flexible with your schedule, but I think just like you guys are talking about, plan a date night, this is our family night, this is the work day, this is I'm working late, so I get it.
Okay, well, I have a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old, so I'm all over the place with work and school and daycare. A good support system, waking up early and sticking to it. That's pretty much it. I work 24/7.
Do you keep your schedule? Do you keep a schedule and calendar? And
Definitely, I need to, and my kids are in sports and in school, all of that. So to me, it's important. Like if I want to succeed for the day, be up by 5:30, 6 a.m. That's the latest. Yes.
Casey, how do you balance it?
Yeah, so we have 4 kiddos, so we're all over the place too. I think having boundaries has been really great with my kids and with business. In the beginning, sometimes you want to be like, oh my gosh, jump at a buyer, jump at any opportunity, but having it's not the traditional 9 to 5, but it also can be what you want it to be to some degree. And I think that, as you kind of set that precedent, buyers and sellers respect you, right? I have my kids' sports game, or we have this, so I can meet with you before or after, or certain things, and the kids know, hey, I'm going to the office today, dad's picking you up, or whatever that is. I think it's good for kids to see you working and that your job is important, and that they're important, that you're rescheduling and letting them know, hey, I have to see a buyer before because I'm coming to your game. Both of you are very important, right? So just letting boundaries on both sides has been really
I love that, guys. I think that what you just said is phenomenal. Let your clients know this is what my life and my schedule is. It isn't you call me and I'm going to race across town and it's almost from us. I have a life, I have kids, a family, whatever that is. So I think that's phenomenal. We cannot be if we wanna be professionals, and you guys hear me say it all the time, call your doctor and tell them you'll be in 20 minutes, and what do they say? They're laughing, and what do we do? Well, I'll be there in 5 minutes, right?
Call your doctor at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
on a Saturday.
That's
night.
exactly right.
And
You'll never get a hold of them.
That was one of the things that happened in the 2005, that was actually, where I learned that I had to have boundaries, was my husband was like, I can't do this, this is, you gotta quit. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Right.
This is like the craziest time ever. I'm sure I can just refer it all the way, but he said, no, you need to set a boundary, no answering the phone after 7 p.m. And I was like, and it like almost killed me, but I set it on my phone and I left it as a message and told them I'd return their call the next day, and I got so much positive response from both clients and other people in the industry that were like, oh my gosh, I'm changing mine to say the same thing.
And don't you love him? Just quit, it's easier.
Yeah.
All you women are phenomenal, honestly, because I couldn't do it, honestly. I could not. I took my daughter to stuff, but nothing like what her mom did. Share us a typical day in your life and highlight how you integrate work and family time. What's a typical day look like, and how do you integrate it?
Well, for me now, my kids are grown, and so I work with my son, and my daughter's still living at home, or she's back at home, I guess I should say, because that happens. And so I really, I have to, again, set my schedule, set my boundaries, and make sure that I make time. So in the mornings, I usually work at the house for a few hours. I come into the office for a few hours, depending on what my schedule is. It really just depends, and I try to make sure that I'm home to make dinner every day, because my husband, we've always liked to eat together as a family, and so I try to do that.
Nice, Daniela.
So I'm going to bounce off of what you said. So about parenting, I learned this early on in my career. Not everyone is kid friendly. Not everyone cares. And I learned this probably I want to say 5 years in, because Milana was little, and everyone was just like, when I would say I have to get my daughter, you could hear and they have their lives, but business is business. And so I learned. One specific client, I was a second-hand agent they hired, and they said, oh my gosh, is your kid sick too? The last girl was all about her kid, and I'm sorry, but we're looking for a house, we don't have kids. And so I was like, oh, no, but Milena was sick, but I was able to back handle that. Anyways, sold a really expensive house for that couple. But then I was like, okay, as I grew, it's like personalities are different. I have older couples that don't have children, depends. So now I always say I have a commitment. That's it. They don't know if that's work, I'm not lying. I just have a commitment from this time to this time. Do you want earlier or do you want later? So I learned to say that, and I get a lot more respect from all parties that way. So just want to share.
No, I think that's great, because we have to have that on our schedule, guys. We cannot be free at any time they need us. Otherwise, they do not respect our time. And you guys, society does not respect your time anyways. Just like that guy said, well, on Sunday when they're driving around, they want to see 6 houses. Not with me or not. Go, I don't care if you buy a house with somebody else, I can give 2 craps. Not with me or not. Right, you guys, that's my time to do whatever that is. And we have to do that. Jennifer, what do you do?
Everything.
You poor ladies, man, I'll tell you. Not even horrible people.
Well, she's still really young, so she's still trying to figure out her sleep schedule. So honestly, I don't really go to sleep till 1, 2 in the morning, and then she's up bright and early at 6 in the morning, and so I'm right there.
You're making me tired, you know that?
That's okay. So, but then thankfully she goes back to sleep. I take another quick little nap with her, but then she wakes up at 8. So 8:30 is okay, I'm up now. I just get ready for the day. Thankfully, her dad also works from home. So we just spend maybe a good hour together, and then I can start getting ready. I can check emails, knowing that he's helping me with her. And then if I need to do showings that day, if I need to come to the office, because right now I do have some clients that are a little bit older, so they can't sign electronically. So I have to sit down with them every single time, which is fine. So I always have to time block that out. So I just get through what I need to. But if I can work from home, then I'll work from home. But
What's the beauty about this business, it gives you that, you afford that ability to do that. You don't have to be in the office every single day and still get the job done. Kelsey,
Okay, so I'm a
typical day in
neighbor.
your life.
Yeah, so I wake up early, gotta get the kids out. I work from 8 to 3, 8 to 5. I have my real estate partner, so if things get crazy, you know, she's there to back me up. I don't have time to waste. I'm not out there just showing homes. Better get pre-approved, like we better come to my office, sit down, let's get the numbers straight, because I'm not gonna be spinning my wheels for just, no. Let's see. I live on the other side of town by the airport. So I
Wow.
drive I put my son down the street to this school to motivate me to be up.
You got no
make it
choice
to
but
the
to get
office.
hustling.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's the commitment, you know, but we figure it out.
No, you really have to do it, I mean, at the end of the day. Jason.
Yeah, oh, okay, so daily schedule. So my husband and I, we're partners and we both do real estate, which makes it really nice. And I would say too, like, not everyone has the opportunity to be on a team or have a partner, but align yourself with another agent who can cover for you, because going back to being available, your clients wanna know that they're a top priority still. So when you're not available, if it is an emergency, it's nice to just have a partner who covers for you and you cover for them. But we're fortunate enough where we work together. So I'm in the office 3 days a week. So we do school drop-offs, breakfast, and then I come in and hustle until it's time for school pickup. And then he handles school pickups on the opposite days. And so
You
we
give them
trade
all
off.
the difficult clients too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
That guy's
I'm
real
like, no, I've been
good
doing this
deal.
longer. You get the hard ones. Absolutely.
That's funny, I love it.
He's on fires.
Karen, what boundaries have you set to ensure your presence for your family, while still excelling in real estate?
Like I
Time
said,
frame.
that was honestly, you know, making my day end and having it not be an affront or that, you know, somebody's anxiously waiting for a phone call that's never gonna come, and just letting them know. And, you know, I think, so many times we went through the, you know, treat your business like a business.
Yep.
And, you know, you have to make an appointment with your doctor, your attorneys, and I just feel like, I'm hoping that maybe something positive out of this settlement thing will come, some more professionalism to our, industry here, because I think that that's really been.
I kinda like the way that one guy said, I think buyer's agents will be doing like maybe working by the hour.
Yeah.
Like attorneys, 600 an hour seems like a pretty good number. Yeah, then they won't waste your time. I mean, the thing about it, you guys, that's what they do today, buyers will waste your time because they know that they're not paying you. And it's gonna be the shoe on the other foot now when they do, so. Danielle, how do you balance that? How do you prioritize your life so you show your family?
I work around the clock, but I do, if I complain, we're doing dinner and things like that, I'll put it aside, but I do answer. And then there is a time frame if a client texts us or calls that I write Rochelle for in a group text. Rochelle's on like, I think there's like I don't know, countless group texts with Rochelle, so Rochelle's shadowing everything. If I miss it, Rochelle knows I took too long and she covers, and so we ping pong. But, well, I'll text her, don't answer. That'll become a bad habit. Okay, so like that was just too.
Well, listen, I think that's great. Don't answer a text at 10 o'clock at night because you just set a precedent now.
Yes.
Or 7:30 in the morning.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then for vacations, my nearing thing, and I'm really creating a nice pattern with this, and I like it. I want to take more vacations with my family, and work has held me back many times. So now I'm like, if you're gonna fire me now. So I'm leaving this time, and we start. So like, you're not even in escrow. You are free as a bee. And okay, like I haven't been fired yet, but I'm like, if you're gonna let me go, because I'm leaving this day to this day, and I'm gonna make that a pattern, especially this summer. I'm trying to leave like 4 or 5 times.
Fell quickly, I think that's great, let them know. You guys, we have to set our schedule.
Yeah,
They
don't
have to
ruin my
know that we have
vacation.
another life.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack Woodcock was my old boss, and if you don't know Jack Woodcock, his number's like 004.
Yeah.
Okay, the guy was a realtor in 52. Okay, and I'm like, Jack, we used to argue over it. Jeff, a real estate agent is 24/7, that's your life. I said, bullshit, Jack, that is not the case. Our job is real estate, it isn't our life. And he's like, no, we use argue all the time. Crazy. You'd be mad, we'd be mad at each other. I would run his office. Please, what do you do? Balance? What boundaries do you set? We say, listen, we gotta do, this is my time, this is baby's time, this is husband, boyfriend time. How do you do all that?
So when it comes to, well, even just with my boyfriend too, it's just very, like, if it's a very last minute thing, or if it's like, oh, hey, we have to do this, or hey, can we go see this, like with clients. I used to be a really big people pleaser. I still am. I'm working on it. You know, so I'd be like, okay, yeah, like let's go. Like I'd be like, screw it. Well, I'll go meet you right now. Like it's fine. Now I've been teaching myself to be like, okay, oh, you want to go see that house? That's great. I'm available tomorrow, today at so and so time.
Yeah.
I give them like 2-3 options on like, which one works best for you.
Yes.
So it's more now my schedule than me jumping the gun and being okay, screw
Good.
it. You
That's
know,
gotta happen.
in the middle of lunch, like with my boyfriend and the baby, and like, okay, well I gotta go. I try not to do that just because I try to.
Like, so your schedule has to be flexible, but you have to have boundaries like that, hey, this is it, I know, I'm not, and you should never race out and show somebody a home in 5 minutes. Because they know when you do that, you do not respect your time. Kelsey?
Okay, so, I work all around the clock too, but, yeah, like after 5 p.m., it's easier now when my son is older, so we'll sit down and do homework. I have time to be on the computer. I have a 3-year-old, everywhere, but that's fine. On the weekends, it's all about them. Even if I'm working, I'll lock that out in the morning, inspections, whatever, but we always make sure the weekend is for my children. We do take vacations. Every time I close an escrow, I'm like, I gotta celebrate. Yeah, I love California.
If you want to get busy, plan a vacation.
Yes. Think about it. Yeah, that's it.
Casey?
So, as far as boundaries go, I feel like, again, back in the beginning of my real estate days, I felt like I was constantly anxious about like, who's gonna text me, what's going on, this deal's gonna blow up. And I think as you have more time and just working on mental state and just figuring out that you have complete control over the anxiety you feel, you set the boundaries, right? And the boundary is how you're gonna respond to someone. Just because you decide you're not responding at 10 doesn't mean the texts aren't gonna keep coming at 10. So it's, how am I gonna feel? What am I gonna do when that text goes off? Am I gonna be in panic? Am I gonna be really short with my kids because the inspection didn't go well? And so I think it's just, I really like to take a minute and remind myself that there are some emergencies in real estate, but very few of them are actual emergencies that have to happen within 10 minutes. Most things can wait an hour until the kids are situated, and most things settle themselves,
That's
right?
exactly
Like
right.
me stressing about what this buyer's what's gonna happen, let them freak out. I can take a second and then deal with it. So I think that's been the biggest thing, is being present with my kids, knowing I'm gonna get the text, knowing I'm gonna get the calls, and I try to answer anytime I can because everyone wants to think they're your top priority. But say, hey, let me give you a call right back, or I'm in the middle of an appointment, and taking a minute to just like mentally clear out things so you're not.
I think that's a great way to do it, is like you just said, there are very few emergencies, maybe the flooded garage might be an emergency one, but very few in real estate that don't fix themselves. And what am I gonna fix at 10 o'clock at night? Nothing, right? So, I mean, I think you gotta be careful when you're answering texts and emails, and that, 'cause I had one agent when I was at Keller Williams. She answered an email at 2:30 in the morning because she just happened to be up. Well, the guy emailed her 2:30 in the morning the next day, and she didn't answer. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? I just happened to be up. She learned a valuable lesson. Don't even answer this, right? So be careful what you're answering. What do you guys, do you do watch or listen? Oh,
I'm sorry, can I piggyback off that?
please.
Okay, because that's been my experience as of late, especially with, because again, she's a newborn.
Pick up louder.
So, that I've been having kind of like a similar experience with that, which is being so anxious anytime. Like,
Yes.
everything could be completely fine, but there's like one small hiccup, and all of a sudden I'm just so stressed out now. I'm like, oh my god, like this is horrible.
Like, I gotta answer this thing, I gotta
I'm
answer
like,
it.
yeah, like my boy, it'll be like late into the evening, and my boyfriend will be like, hey, like what are you doing? Because I'm just like on my phone, I'm just like hunched over, like trying to figure everything out. And I'm like, oh, I'm trying to figure this out. I'm so stressed out, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, why? like, you're okay, you know, like, it's fine, it'll work itself out. And then he's just like, come spend time with me and the baby. And I'm like, give me what? I'm still texting. I'm like, give me 1 second. Let me just finish this out.
Right.
But yeah, I'm trying
Good.
to figure out that though.
Like you said, most they do work themselves out, and nobody can be mad for more than 24 hours. So if they might be mad, let them stew on it for a few hours, and they'll generally calm down. I mean, I only had one real estate agent that was mad for a week. Okay, and she blew me away because she was mad for a week. I'm like, what do you do that you're mad for a freaking week? Crazy, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. I used to tell her, write an email, don't send it. Wait 3 hours and then reread it. Okay, because she'd send an email. And later, I wish I would have sent that. So. All right, Karen, what do you do? What do you do for motivation? Do you watch videos? Do you read books? What keeps you going? Because of all of the pressures this job brings, right? More so now than ever, we all have these pressures on us about the money, where it's coming from. So what keeps you up here instead of down here? Those days where you don't want to get out of bed.
Wow. I've actually, you know what? I actually started journaling, which is something that I've always admired people who did, and seriously regret that I've waited this long to start. But it definitely, like, I don't know, it just puts me in a different headspace for the next day. So I do it at night before I go to bed. And then I do watch a lot of videos. I read books. I do audiobooks though now. So that's easier for me because I can just grab
What kind
a
of
little
books are you reading?
snippet. It depends. Sometimes I want my, beach getaway vacation book that I have to just like, so I can just get out
Get away from it,
everything. And then there's other ones. I actually just finished up one that the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world for 6 years was a childhood friend of mine. And he just wrote a book called The Agent's Edge, and so I just listened to that.
Oh, wow.
And so that was pretty cool. That's good.
I think the audiobooks are the best way to go, honestly. Daniela, what do you do to motivate you? What keeps you driving?
So,
You watch it, you listen?
I just started listening. So usually I feel at reading my Bible like I want to because I just don't like reading. So Milana now wants me to take her to school. So like, I don't know, there's this preacher on 90.1 that plays every morning, and it's like so inspiring. It's like this service, I don't know, it goes on. So I'm having church in the car in the morning, and she plays till 7 something, and I love it. Or I put worship music on, and that's my vibe. In the office, we're stressing out, we're like, worship music on, put it, Jesus in here. I'm like, so Jesus, and it all pans out. Sundays, I do block my time for Sundays. I say if I have to work, if it's like a walk or something, we're like after 4, family time, or eating, we're at church or whatever, because then I lose my mind if I don't get that.
Good. What do you do?
I go to the gym. I like the gym. I was waiting for the day to be cleared. As soon as I was cleared, I went right back in there. It's just, I get like that 1.5 hour to myself because, again, my boyfriend's great. He's so helpful, but, the baby's just naturally more attached to me.
Of course.
So there are days that I don't even come into the office. I don't socialize with people. So it's like, I'm like right here.
I'm out.
I get an hour to myself because I live right down the street from the gym I go to anyways. So there, I get the hour to myself.
Put your earbuds in, whatever. You listen to what kind of music? Rap, rock and roll?
I listen to a little bit of everything when I gym, except for country. I can't really get into my gym mode with country music.
That's why you gotta put rap on, that's what you get.
Everything else
Biggie Smalls.
Yes, we know what you're listening to.
Yes.
Let's see, I go to an all-women's personal training gym, and it's a vibe in there. It's like you go and it feels like you're hanging out with other girls and getting your workout. It's like strictly designed for the women's body. So.
Oh, what gym?
It's called Bikini Fitness.
Oh, I saw that. It's all about the butt.
Yes.
Pink and black.
Yes. But the trainers are awesome, and like you just go there and disconnect, and you're just working on yourself. It feels good. And they also do like, the creator of the gym is like a big time women's empowering, and they do groups, and especially if you have your business, you get to just meet a bunch of different people.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Casey?
Motivated, same thing. In the morning, like scripture worship, just kind of get set right for the day. And then I'm big on like coaching and self-help and self-motivate. That's the only thing I listen to. I love it. Just picking little bits and pieces up here and there, mindset. So
That's awesome. I always like doing the YouTube and putting motivational stuff. Questions? Anybody have a question out there? I've got some more. Does anybody have a question they want to ask? Nobody? Okay. Have you discovered any hacks or tricks that help you maintain harmony between work and family? I know you said you have the app that you use.
Yeah.
Karen, what do you got? What's a hack or something you
I gotta hear more about that.
Yeah, I know, me too.
That sounds really interesting. Can I skip? Can I go blast this time?
Okay, yeah, you can skip.
Oh, gosh. Okay. What happened?
Well, the one that you were talking about was that app, follow up boss, that's.
Oh, yeah. So Follow
that
Up
might help
Boss,
you.
so we do use that system, and I don't know how we did it before then, but I wanna say we became much busier because of it. So
Right.
maybe that's why I don't remember, because I wasn't as busy without it, but it's a great system we have in place, so it's something that we use in order to manage time without forgetting, without trying to use Google Alerts or, just having your phone go off, because I miss that all the time when my phone rings. I just hear it, but mentally I didn't just click that I had missed something. So Follow Up Boss is amazing. We have a team that does follow-up calls for us and creates appointments and things like that. So that is life changer. If you want to get busy, maybe you want to take a step of faith and do Follow Up Boss before, assuming that you're going to get busy, because if you want to work the other way around, it may not happen.
Right. Jennifer?
Oh, mine is the app. It's called Time Tree.
Time Tree.
Time Tree, yeah. So my boyfriend is the one that actually showed it to me. So what we do is we're in a shared calendar. So he puts his work schedule in there, and then I put any appointments that I get, any showings, and then any of the baby's appointments, any of my doctor
Do
appointments.
you put a date night in there or a family dinner night?
Yeah, we go on a date night every Friday once a month.
Okay.
Yeah, at least we have, and it's just us, we leave the baby, with his mom or my mom, we'll go out, have a dinner, and then do something fun, but then we'll also plan family nights. Like I think last week we took the baby with us to go bowling, and she liked it.
You might be a little young, but
It was cosmic bowling.
oh, wow, yeah, well, all the
Yeah,
lights
so all
and everything,
the
yeah.
lights are
cute.
But you can color coordinate, which is great. So his work, I think, is like green. My work is red. The baby is purple. Our date night.
I love that.
Yeah, our date nights are. I think our date nights are like pink.
Right.
So we know, and then it's great because if you have an iPhone, you can add it as a widget onto your phone. So you could do like a day, a week. I usually do a week, so I see what I have in store for the week. So that way there's no when's the next baby appointment? I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it's already there.
Now, Google has the same thing. Google has a calendar that you can share as well. We do that with my calendar with the girls, and we color code everything. Like you said, green, blue, red, whatever that is. We color code it so the girls, they're on my calendar.
Katie and I color coded. He puts it in with any color he thinks.
Mine
is this red.
Chelsea, what's a hack? Give us a hack or something that you're doing that's.
Just the same thing, Google. I'm a big time with Google, and I do have old school calendar on my fridge with all of the kids' info on there. My husband's on call. Thank God, whatever I need, he can. We're both self-employed, so that's pretty much it.
Wow, good. Casey?
I feel like the biggest hack is having a system in place. Like understanding there's a lot of uncontrollables, but there's so many things you can control. And so just having, it's almost obnoxious, like the checklist of what gets done, but then you don't ever have to worry about wait, did I return that? Did I get that repair back right? Or whatever that is. we're still learning constantly, right? Like something comes up and I was like, I didn't even know I needed to ask about, did you ever get a violation with the HOA that held up closing? So I'm like, that adds into the system. So now I check on that each time. So just, you can start simple, you can start as elaborate as you want, but having a system, no matter how far in you are, just knowing that there's something, your brain is on paper so that someone could pop in and figure out where you're at, that's been a huge hack.
You have to start with something. You gotta have some type of a skill set, guys, especially today. Everybody's running around like crazy, please.
I thought about it. Okay, so, see, you guys all inspired me. So, back many moons ago, I was a top producer girl. And my top producer was my life, and I invested a whole lot of time into setting up every single thing, from buyer's checklists, listing checklists, sales checklists, and having it all plug in so that like you just put in, you have your people already in there, put them into the contract, and then you just put the date in, and it auto-populates everything, and then I know that 3 days before the last day, it's gonna notify me and make sure this is done, and then the last day it's gonna pop up. So every day I would go in and see my calendar, my schedule, and it would tell me everything that was going on, everything that was coming up. And I think I'm working on getting that back into the new CRM system that we're using, and so it was just I had a 30-step process, and so you gotta get back into you gotta take the time to put it all in, but once it's all plugged in, then it just goes.
Yeah, if you don't put it in, it doesn't get out. There's days I know now, you guys probably do the same thing. There's days I look at my schedule like on a Sunday or Monday, and I'm like, oh, son of a bitch, what a week I've already got. It's not even Monday yet. Oh, I get it. What advice would you ladies give other moms in real estate who are struggling to find the equilibrium between work and family? I think that's a struggle for everybody, and isn't just a ladies deal, but more because I think the ladies have more of the burden of the house and the dinner and the kids and all that, and whether it's fair or not fair, that's kind of the path it is. What recommendations? What do you give advice to somebody who's getting into real estate?
I guess just exactly everything that we've been talking about: schedule, plan, and make sure that you set up your boundaries. I think that that's really important, and not just take everything just because, even as tempted as you are, because you're starving.
I think a lot of times too, we have to, I was talking to Denise the other day, and I'm like, take a deep breath, this is business, okay? This is freaking business. There's no crying in real estate, okay? This is a business. If your doctor's sitting in front of you and is bawling, what faith are you gonna have in him, right? I mean, I say that jokingly, but I'm serious. You guys, I understand it's we all get emotional, but we can't do it that way. This is a business, right? We gotta treat it like a business. Daniela, what advice would you give a mom who's getting in the business or thinking about it right now?
Get a good broker. I have Jeff as like my Papa Bear broker. Like me and Rashawn are like, call Jeff, text Jeff, find out what is it, like whatever you can. And I think that just having support. So I think that no matter how much we're always learning, we're always growing. So I need support, Rashawn needs support, and when I know that I can count on Jeff to reach out, or if the girls, if Jeff is busy, hey, can you let Jeff call me, whatever. And it's just great because I feel like someone has my back, and you should feel like someone has your back. I think that you grow confidence in that, and then again, growing confidence. I think that's a big thing, and having someone to lean on, and I lean on you, Jeff.
The best broker ever.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jennifer, please.
I think the most important thing for me is just to know that it's okay to figure it out. I feel like when I came back, I felt the need to just come back and just be perfect, like just bang out as much as I can and just do everything that I could. And then when I couldn't, I felt bad. And then when I started getting busier, so when I did, then I felt horrible for not being, home as much. So, just that it's okay, you're gonna find your balance and that it's all right. But, if you can have like an amazing support system behind you, family and at work, it's great. Like I love being on Suzanne's team. I know that if I need help, I call Suzanne like anytime of day, thank God. She answers me. Yeah, I call like Sedona, RTC. I can call any of the other agents and be like, hey, I really need help today, tomorrow. Can you do this for me? And they're like, oh yeah, of course. You know, like just.
I think finding the balance in anything and finding somebody like you said that can help you. I mean, those two girls are the ones that I lean on for everything. When I need something, hey, do that, grab this, do that. So I think that's something, and I think that's something that all of us should be thinking about is partnering with somebody, even if you're not on a team. Get a friend that you guys can know that when I'm not available, you can take care of it back and forth.
Yeah.
I said, give us something. What's your advice?
Keep pushing, be patient with yourself, don't give up. It's tough, especially with the newborn. Answer the phone, even if, even if you have to say, I'll call you back in 5 minutes, because that would happen to me. It happened twice where like I lost a few deals due to me not picking up the phone. So then they went to the office and, whatever, I lost it. So, yeah, just don't give up. It gets better. It gets better.
I think too, guys, if you don't answer the phone for somebody and they drop you as a client,
Well, they went to an office.
I mean, come on. I mean, that is silly. That is absolutely silly that they drop you because they didn't answer the phone. But yet, if you call them, they don't answer the phone, it's no big deal. So it's both ways. Casey?
I just think, like, be willing to ask for help, like you just mentioned. Find someone who can help you out. Yeah. And at home, like, we trade off, and my husband doesn't do the laundry exactly how I like it folded, or the dishes get loaded differently. And so you have to take a step back and say, if I'm asking for help, I'm gonna be okay that it's not exactly how I want. So take the help and let go of the things that don't actually matter.
Yes.
So you can focus on time with the kids instead of redoing certain things. And then do your job when you're at work and let the rest
Play
of
when
it
you're
go.
playing.
Play when you're
We
playing.
talk about that all the time. All right, last one. Give us your worldly advice. Whatever it is, give me your advice. We're closing. This is our last question. Or not really a question. Closing statement, counselor. I love real estate. Get out of the business. Buy crypto.
The whole reason I got into real estate was for the freedom to raise my kids. I remember calling my mom and saying, how did you do this with 4? I have 2 and I can't even imagine how it was possible. And she said, I did real estate, will you please just get your license? And I finally did. And from there, it just made raising my kids' lives so much better. And it's come full circle because now I'm doing real estate with my son. So.
Good. Daniela, the floor is yours.
Anyhow, with the changes, I would say if anyone has any internal fear, get educated, stay for the next class 11 to 1. Lean on Jeff if you have questions, but do not be discouraged. I think that I was telling Michelle, I was like, I'm excited, good, bring something new. I mean, it's fine, it's all gonna be fine. So, and I think stay educated, stay on top of everything, not just that curve we're gonna have this year, but stay on it because I think when you have confidence, like Jeff says, oh, you lose a client, fine. You don't want to take, you don't want to
That's
my
it.
call, you're
That's
okay,
right.
fine. Because you're confident and you know who you are and you're educated and you know your worth. Because if you don't know your worth, it's not gonna resonate with your client. This is gonna say that's not a valuable agent, right? So, anyhow, let's think about this year. I'm so
There you go. I love it.
What she said.
Okay. Exactly what she said. I love it.
Mine's simple. Just wake up and do it. Get it
Just
done.
do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Casey?
Say keep showing up. Do the mental work too. Like check in with yourself daily, check in with your family, make sure you're showing up to yourself first with a clean slate every morning, and yeah, it's gonna be a great year. It's
And
gonna be a
remember this,
special
you
year.
guys, it's the little things in real estate that make the biggest difference in this business. We always think it's just one big one. It's not. It's the little things that you do every single day that make the difference in our business. Give these ladies a big hand, everybody. Good job. Appreciate you guys. All right. Our meeting is over, guys. We're getting back together here in 30 minutes to do our class on the